Sorry, it's got to be a two-part video because I ran out of memory in the first one. So I'm going to try to make it quick, a little faster, in case I run out of memory again. But I walk inside the house and she's awake and she asked me if I was smoking and I was like, yeah. And then she got upset and she was like, oh, I can't believe you did this. You say you were going to do something for God and now you did this. Like, I can't believe you. She basically, I felt like crap. You know, I was like, man, like I'm here trying to want to tell her how my day was, and because I smoked, I can't even do that, you know. And then I'm like feeling good. Now I feel bad, and so I go to she leaves. She goes to sleep in the room. I go to the bathroom, take a shower, and get ready for the night. About to call it a night soon. So I'm in the shower, and then I look in the mirror, and I'm looking to see if I see God, like in my eyes or whatever, and then I don't. I saw myself, my old self. And then it kind of bothered me a little bit. So I took a shower, I'm in the shower, and then in the shower I break down. I'm thinking to myself like, man, like I can't believe I was doing this for God and I broke it. I messed up because I decided to smoke. Like it was really getting to me, and I was telling God, like, I'm not addicted to it, but I do, it does have its hooks inside my heart, inside me, that I can't shake it for whatever reason. Like, I could not smoke for a few times, for a few days, but I'd always go back to it, And then even after the fasting, I was looking to go back to it, like back to normal. And so I started praying to God and all that, and asking Him to help me with that and to get it out of my life and do all these things. And then I come out the shower, and then I'm like drying myself off, and all of a sudden I hear from inside me like the voice again, the feeling, and it said that my fasting is over. And I was like, no, like it can't be over. And it was like 11:50. So I was like, man, so at midnight it became 5 days without eating and without feeling any type of hunger. So, and then I've heard that voice and it said, the fasting is over. And I was like, no, maybe it's just the weed messing with my head. Like, no, I could do this. I just did 5 days. I could do the 7 days, no problem. And then again, the feeling came back. The voice said, the fasting is over. You can't do another day, yet alone another hour. Like, I remember it clear as day. And I was like, come on, man. Like, I could do this. I can't stop now. Like, and then whatever reason, I just felt it that it was true. I couldn't go another hour. Like I really felt like I was done. And then again, the voice, to make it cement, to make it real, you have to eat something to break the fast. And I was like, man, so it started like messing with me, like getting to me, and then a decision was cleared right in front of me saying, what's more important, God, like eternity, or smoking weed or weed? And I was like, it's easy, it's God, like eternity. And then it didn't hit me that hard, but it kind of like broke me. And I was bothered by it, but then it was crazy. So I went to the kitchen and I'm thinking like, what am I gonna eat? And because I've never went 5 days without food, so I wanted to start something small and not something big, because I don't know how my stomach is gonna react or how my body's gonna take it. So I'm looking around and I'm looking in the fridge and I see a shake, like a smoothie. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take one of these. So I go and I open it, and I already know my fast is over. But I was like, okay, whatever, man. I drink it. When I drank it, it was so amazing. I could taste all the flavors, all the fruits. It was just the most amazing thing I ever drank. Like I drank it. I drink it all the time, but that moment in time, after not eating for 5 days, I feel like I could have ate a grape and I would have been like extremely satisfied. Like, oh my God, that grape is amazing, kind of thing. It was like that. And I was like, oh man, that was so good. And then something told me, instead of going on your phone and looking at stuff about God, go get the Bible that your cousin gave you and open that up. So I went and got the Bible, and I went back to the kitchen looking for something else to eat. I found another one of those shakes. I drank that, and I was like, man, that shake is amazing. And then I saw on the counter there was a banana. I grabbed that. I don't like bananas. I used to. I don't like fruits, but that banana was mad good. I gotta say. And so anyway, so I opened the Bible and I'm there and I'm looking. I start seeing. I open there some random page in the middle and it starts talking about some house that Abraham or somebody was building or somebody built. And it starts getting into detail, like specific, like how many pillars, windows, and doors, and rooms. And I was like, okay, you got my attention, God, because that's the kind of person I am. I'm like, like I'm specific in certain things. Like, you got to be specific. So he got my attention with that. So I was like, let me go to the living room, sit down. So I went, sat down, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to just read some random book or some page. Let me go to the beginning where I started reading or learning about. So I went to Genesis and I'm like 6, maybe 10 pages in. I just started reading the Bible, at that point. So I decided to read Genesis. And then I wasn't feeling it. I was like, man, I'm not feeling this. And then out of nowhere I hear, I remember my stepfather said something about reading the book of Revelations, that I should read it. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's what I want. So I started skipping through the Bible, and Revelation is towards the end. So as I'm skipping through the Bible, towards the end, in the book of Matthew, now I know it's the book of Matthew because I started learning more. I come across the red letters in the Bible, and I remember somebody saying that the red letters is when Jesus was talking directly. And I was like, man, this is what I need. I'm looking to build a relationship with Jesus. I want to know what he has to say, like if this is him talking. So I started looking at the red letters, and I decided to go to the beginning of it. And literally 2 or 3 lines down, when he starts to talk, he says exactly what I've been telling everybody this whole entire time that I've been fasting. And he says, man doesn't live off bread alone, but of every word that comes from the mouth of God. Like if he was talking directly to me at that moment in time, as soon as I just broke my fasting and I ate, I got spooked and I closed the Bible. Not in a bad way, but I was just amazed and shocked, like, whoa. So I closed the Bible and I was like, I started getting goosebumps, whatever, and I was like, man, that's crazy. That is so crazy. And I had to put it down and just put it away to the side, and then I couldn't deal with it. It was just too much for me. But in a good way. And then I was like, so I turned on my Netflix, I turned on my video games. I was back into the real world or whatever, so I thought. Back into the world, I guess you could say. And I was like, man, it feels good to be back. like if I went to another planet or whatever. And then my wife comes out from the room. She sees me playing video games, and she's like, what are you doing? She had no clue what just happened. And she went back in the room upset with no idea what was going on. And then my fasting was over, and then I was back to doing what I was doing. And then the next day, that's when it really hit me hard. I woke up and I was so disappointed at myself that I broke my fasting, and it was all because I decided to smoke weed. And that was the first time ever that I hated weed so much that I didn't want anything to do with it. I might like smoking it, but at that moment in time, I didn't want it anywhere around me, in me, or in my life. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I was just upset at it, and that's strange. But only God could do that. And so 2 weeks passed, and I'm like still upset at it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want it. Like leave me alone. Then the 2 weeks passed, and I'm thinking man, I want to smoke. Should I smoke? I told my cousin about it. She's super spiritual, and she said something about not to do it, because now that you got the Spirit of God living inside you and the Holy Spirit, these things that are not pure, if you try to put it in your body, it could make you sick. It'd be 10 times worse. And then I was I believed it, but I wasn't too sure what she meant. And I was like, man, I should probably just stay away from it. And then, some time went by, maybe like 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to smoke again. And then I called my friend to go get it, and for whatever reason, I go. Right? I get off work, I go to his building. And I pull up. I'm in the car, and then all of a sudden this feeling came over me. Then that voice again, and I could hear it. Well, it's not an audible voice. It's just I could tell what it's saying from inside of me, and it's basically said. And I'm sitting in the car. I could literally like feet away to get out to go get it, and it said, this moment in time, like right now, you have a choice. You can make a choice to do it, to go get it, or to go straight home, like an alarm went off, and I remember that I have a choice. I can make a choice. This is a choice that I can make. And then my body was fighting me to go get it, but my spirit was fighting, saying to go home. And then I don't know where it came from, but I put my car in drive, put my seatbelt on, and I just drove, and I went home. And I overcame that, and I was like, what? Like, so close. But it didn't matter, because the next day I was like, I called my friend. I was like, hey, my bad, I didn't go, but I'm going tonight. I want to get it tonight. And then I get off work, I go and I get it. I smoke, and I go upstairs. As soon as I get home, the high wasn't a high like normal, like before. It was exactly like what my cousin said. I felt bad. Like I was like sick. I wanted to leave. I wanted to go to the hospital. Like I felt like not good at all. I had this heavy weight. It felt like I had a weight on the back of my neck where I couldn't lift my head up. And it lasted for like 2-3 hours, as long as the high. And I was in the bathroom. I was like, God, take this from me. Take this away from me. I don't want it in my life. Like, I'm done with it. I can't believe I smoked. Like, I'm so done. Like, remove it from me. I'll never do it again. Like, it was that real. I never felt that before. I've quit before for months or whatever, but that has never happened to me before. Like, to the point to where I was wishing it to get off. And then ever since then, I never went back. Like, I never went back to cigarettes, and I never went back to smoking weed. And it's been over 3 months now. Like, that's crazy. Well, but the fasting was through God, because of God. And that's why he didn't allow me to do 2 days, because his plan required me for it to be more than 2 days. Whatever he had in mind was going to take 5 days to accomplish. And it wasn't that I was fasting to get closer to God. That was one of it. But I was fasting to break an addiction, a drug addiction that he broke, that only he could do for me. I couldn't do it on my own. And it was amazing. It was just one of my best testimonies of how he worked through my life and made me better. And but yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, I know, but still the truth nonetheless. And he's been working ever since, like, so much, doing so much for me, and I appreciate it. And yeah, but the devil's been there trying to tempt me, through dreams and stuff, like trying to get me to smoke again. Giving me dreams saying like, oh, here, smoke, and it's okay to smoke, it's only a little bit. Like, where does it say in the Bible that it's bad? Like stuff like that. Like, if that's true, then why are you telling me, trying so hard to get me to do it? You understand? Like, why is he wasting so much energy and effort telling me that it's okay to do something? If you know what I mean, like yeah. So be careful, and God bless you, and take care, man. I'll share some other things that he's done for me while I was awake. That's just one of them. So I'm gonna take a little turn, a little different now. instead of sharing dreams and stuff like that, I'm gonna share stuff that He's done for me and while I was awake. And I think at least this way I know for sure that it's God working in my life, you know, because the dreams and visions, I've noticed that the devil likes to pretend to be God sometimes and give me some dreams and stuff like that, that pretending that he's God or is from God. And, you know, I gotta be careful if I decide to put stuff out like that, you know, not to mislead people or put out bad information, stuff like that. So if it's a dream from God, and I want to be sure that it's from God before I decide to put that on the internet. So that's why I've been taking long, and that's why I haven't really been putting anything out. So I just been trying to think carefully what I want to put out there. If it's not from God, then not really interested in sharing it. But yeah. Anyway, God bless, and talk to you guys later. May God bless you, and God bless you, and may God bless me. Yeah. Thank you. All right. See ya. Bye.